And we should be back. My apologies to everyone. Let's give everyone an opportunity to trickle in here. And let's restore the stream before any further delay.
Even our crypto bubbles are broken. Look at this.
You know, we've got all across the board breakage here. All right, we're good though. I think we
broke the internet.
Mostly restored operations over here. Give everyone an opportunity to trickle in. Once again, my apologies, everyone, that we've had a bit of a failure to launch this morning. Hopefully that doesn't reflect on Bitcoin's ability to get over 30K. All right. Okay, I think I've got everything operational here. Let me just verify one final thing. Sorry, guys, you know how it is. Sometimes you're a master of technology. Other time, the technology masters you. All right, let's fix this right here. All right, guys, I think we've had enough dilly-dallying trying to get this stream started. I am going to begin by having, I think, Alex take it away, and it'll give me an opportunity to fix a few things in the background. Our news for today, of course, we got a few news stories lined up, but at this point I'm going to probably just save them for a little later to review. One of them, of course, being Tether CEO strikes back against all the FUD now coming out against Tether. You know, after something we were discussing yesterday in the Discord. Is a Tether collapse imminent? Is Tether going to be in trouble? Are people already exiting Tether? Is there any fears at all concerning Tether destruction coming to the space? So maybe we'll explore that. The CEO over at Bitfinex, or the CTO at least, claims that nope, that's not a problem. Regulators are not going to come for us, says Paulo Ardonio. So we will certainly look into that. And then, of course, we have a little time. Maybe we'll review 2020. It has been a wild year. We've gone from the 3,000 something lows to here we are nearly tapping 330K. So
3x.
It's been a brilliant run. Certainly something to look at. With that said, guys, let me hop into the main scene here. Alex, I've got you on screen. Why don't you take us through the majors for now, and I'm going to work on a few details in the background. Then one last time, I apologize for the false start today, guys.
Hey, it happens.
Don't you apologize for nothing.
Yeah. We know you're innocent. This is the man trying to
He's not innocent.
You guys don't hear the truth about Bitcoin.
About Tether.
Yeah. About Bitcoin Tether and other truths.
And other truths.
Right now, I feel like there's not really much to be concerned about. So far, our support is holding. There's a little bit of concern on the daily. Earlier, when we were down a little bit more than we are currently, we were starting to get a cross under on our oscillators. But we're recovering.
Making that lobster claw.
Yeah. So right now, there's not much to do on Bitcoin. There's no new signals. We didn't get a new daily signal at all. We didn't even really get a new 12-hour signal. As a matter of fact, this was a little bit of a scary close because we're expecting more of a bullish movement here, but a simple retest and then continuation. It's fine. But for right now, yeah, there's just nothing for us to do here on Bitcoin. And most likely, most professional institutional traders, they're taking the rest of this week off. I mean...
Yeah, it's going to be a really volatile time, most likely.
Yeah, tomorrow's New Year's Day, and then it's a weekend, and then, finally Monday. So we could trade sideways through Monday, come to think of it, because... because a lot of the bigger traders may just be out. Let's take a look at Ethereum. We could also just have a retest here. Currently, nothing for us to do. No new signal.
But Alex, I'm looking for a moonshot.
I know. The only thing that has me where is it? I have it drawn here. The thing that has me concerned is this ascending wedge, which are generally bearish, about 65% of the time. These are bearish, so we could easily not not break down from here. But generally, as far as ascending wedges go, a measured move would give us something along the lines of did it again. Just bring us down for a retest of the previous high. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. That's fine. So we could see this happen over the next day or so, as you can see, into 2021. This is a lower time frame trade. This is not, as you can see, this is the ascending wedge doesn't even exist on higher time frames, but there's something to it there, so it's something to look at. As far as Bitcoin pairings, Ethereum Bitcoin pairing still looks a little rough in this spot. We could have resistance above us right here. Continue on for one more bounce downwards. Or we could catch ourselves on the point of control, which is where we're at right now. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we traded sideways at the spot for just a little bit. Ultimately, price loves a trade here. So, ADA, this is pretty rough. Looks like we just weren't able to make it over resistance here. Well, support turned resistance.
Theta's definitely a different story.
Yeah. BCH. Similarly rough. So far, no strong signs of a reversal. I do like the volume starting to come in, but for now, I would definitely wait for a stronger signal than what we have, which is not too much. If we can get a break of this trend, then I think that's a good time to be looking for a BCH long versus Bitcoin. Litecoin, we took a short here yesterday on the on break of baseline. We had a cross under zero here and nice little WADA confirmation with a with our momentum over the dead zone and rising volatility. So why don't we look at some comments right now? I feel like I'm being a little boring.
No problem.
Year-end comments.
You did remind me the fact that I haven't actually shouted out everyone in the live chat yet. That was something I was going to get to,
Talk to your
and
people,
then I kind of forgot. Indeed, what I'm trying to do though, I'm trying to resolve this Alex Bowler situation in the live chat. He got accidentally muted by one of the mods. I would like to undo that. Let's see here. It's gonna take me a minute though, so in the meantime, let me shout these guys out. S Hyatt, if you have the ability to undo what you did on your control panel, please do. If not, I gotta dig through the list of muted people here on my end as an admin and see if I can undo that.
How many people are muted?
Oh, the list is just uncanny, dude. It's in the millions long.
A lot of bots.
A lot of bots and other people, a lot of scumbags probably on this list. I can already tell.
Well, you solved that. I'll go back to talking about the majors for right now. And then we'll come back to.
Yeah, we'll come right back. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. So anyway, the trade is continuing apace. Let's open up. Here we go. Our take profit one is at roughly 400,000 sats. So we got a ways to go. Our first take profit's down here, so. XRP looking interesting for a reversal long in this spot. It's starting to get there. Let me show you what I have. Or is it on XRP?
Man, that chart looks just deadly.
No, it's totally ugly. But
You're gonna swing
on
it?
lower time frames, we're coming awfully close to breaking this trend line here. I would highly advise you guys to wait for an actual confirmed break of this trend line before you long this, because we could fake out and then retest down here one more time, and this is a good 20-25% drop. But I mean, hey guys, we're traders. This is starting to look a little oversold in this spot.
Like it.
The only problem is, where are you going to trade this?
Yeah, right. With everyone dropping it, I know so many people that have shorts open to like 8 cents. I mean, I don't know where they're keeping these open if all the exchanges are going to be dumping them off. But
Well, I mean, they're not dumping them for another 2 weeks.
yeah, like isn't it the 19th or something like that for
Yeah,
Coinbase?
yeah. Anyway, I'm keeping my eye on this, guys. This is starting to look really interesting. But we want the break first. We want that break.
Pekimo8 says, introducing the knife catcher, Alex. Give over your XRP. All your
Captain
XRP,
Cutlery.
all your XRP are belong to us.
Let's see. TRX
Coinbird?
is continuing dumpster fire. We're starting to get increasing momentum here on the drop. Uniswap, it just got away from us, guys. There's nothing we could do. It never really had a true pullback where we closed back below the qualifying line. We just kind of wicked below it, took back off today. So I guess this trade is not one of the ones we'll get to take. But it looks like we got a completion of our inverse head and shoulders, so that's a nice one. Let's see how the dollar's doing today. Aha! This explains a little bit of Bitcoin's fall. The dollar's having a really strong day. Let's zoom in here. Really nice reaction here off the bottom. We could get a... No, we would need a little bit of sideways before we get a 4-hour signal here. Yeah, this looks good. We may recover back above the baseline here on the dollar. Well, I mean, this is good for the dollar. This is bad for risk on assets like Bitcoin and stock market. So if the dollar's having a strong day, that means that the Dow and the NASDAQ and stuff are probably having a crappy day. Let's go take a look. Up or down? Still below the baseline, still below this resistance. I think the Dow still looks like a short in this spot almost. We're just, I mean, we need the dollar to come down a lot more. But as far as price action, this is actually a lot of weakness. Let's look at the monthly here.
That's a different story. And that closes basically today, so I mean, very interesting.
Yeah. We should look at the monthly for all of these assets. I mean,
right? We're here.
We only have to do it once a month, right? Yeah.
That would, to me, if it closed like that, that's super bullish, man.
You know, we're definitely staying closed above this resistance, this monthly resistance here. You know, a pullback next month could still be healthy, and it could even end up being a wick. You know, beginning of the month down, and then we continue upwards. What's it like on the weekly here?
Probably open up the new year with just some crazy volatility.
Yeah. Well, the weekly is still relatively strong here, so I don't want to get too bearish on the Dow, but as far as the daily goes, we're looking for shorts. So the NASDAQ, we're down today, of course, because the dollar is up. Reset our chart here. Still below this trend resistance as shown, and about to cross below our daily baseline. So NASDAQ weakening. I don't want to say looking rough, but it's weakening here a little bit, so keep our eyes on that. And S&P? Also down. WADA's starting to give us a little bit of a signal, but we're not over the dead zone. This resistance is pretty strong here underneath the daily baseline. Maybe we'll finally get a pullback in January.
Great.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. You know, this is not a weak-looking weekly either. I guess you can say if there's a change in trend in store, it's not clear on the charts yet. There's only signs and hints of it right now. You know, if things were really bullish, we should be making new high, new high, new high, new high.
Like
We're kind of struggling
like
here, aren't we? I mean, we've all been in bullish markets before. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe we're another new high today. Like people who are in dot. Tell me, does that feel like how you feel when you look at the stock market right now? No.
Makes me feel good.
Yeah. This is weakness. So, we're definitely going to keep our eyes on that.
Jake Rezio asks, is this pause across the markets waiting on the stimulus bill news? Thinking if the 2K bill passes, we'll get a run immediately. What do you
Didn't
guys
that
think?
already get shut down?
Yeah, it got shut down.
Yeah, it's
That was my-
600.
They're already cutting the $600 checks. It's done.
It's
$600.
decided. 600.
That was
yeah.
my impression as well, but maybe I thought there was some kind of news that came out overnight saying 2K is back on the table because they keep dangling this 2K back and forth between us, so I'm not sure what's going on.
I don't think so. I also don't think 2K would solve the economy's problems, although I think it would be probably much better for the markets, at least in the short term, because people would put some of that into the markets. But $600, man, I don't see people putting $600 into Bitcoin and stuff like that. As people see people putting $600 into rent and food.
Putting that into partial rent, like that's not even going to pay their whole rent.
Yeah, I think we should be super realistic about these stimulus checks, which is that they're not super stimulating, or at least I'm not feeling stimulated about them. I'm like, oh, great, fantastic.
All right, quick shout outs
to... Even the $1,200 stimulus check was kind of meh, but I mean, that's something.
Yeah, it was actually quite underwhelming. Over here in Canada, it seemed like everybody was handed at least $2,000 a month for months on end, right? Like pretty much since March.
That'd be nice.
It was the one government program that launched without a snag, and everybody who applied got $2,000. Now the government supposedly is coming after people, saying they gave way too many people that probably didn't qualify for the relief benefit.
That's not their fault.
But in the end, they deployed, like I said, $2,000 a month ahead for, I think, at least 6 months. I think it was. So a lot of people collected.
I have friends said they already got their stimulus in their account. Like this is going out.
Yeah, I haven't looked.
Well, it's about
that's
time.
what I heard.
But final.
I mean, I cannot personally verify that. I did not. Oh, maybe I should check.
I got the $1,200 check. I got the $1,200 check pretty quick.
I never got the $1,200 check. But I also, yeah.
I did hear, if you have dependents and all that, I think you're getting $600 for each of them. Yeah. So I imagine some people might get a little more today in their stocking. With that said, Bob the Builder came through a little earlier. I got to shout out Bob. He gave us $1.
My trading account is my dependent.
A $1 super chat from Bob. Thank you, Bob. All the
so
best
what you're saying is it's one big write-off?
I wish it was a write-off. No, this year I actually have to pay a buttload of taxes.
Yeah, you hit a couple big winners there.
Yeah, I wish I could do a better job of hiding that, but I don't think I can. So.
Yeah, I mean, take your blows, man. You did well.
Better to be honest. Nothing you can do about it now.
Yeah, especially with all the blockchain analytics the Coinbase is helping the IRS do. I don't want to.
Yeah, sooner. Even if you get away with it now, probably won't be forever. Sooner or later.
I bet eventually they'll soon enough to have it completely automated. They'll just send you a crypto tax bill.
Yeah, it will be.
Give us our money, thanks.
They're gonna know every fucking thing you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to end up in interrogation like Neo and the agents in the first Matrix. They'd plop that huge folder down with all your all your
Yeah, your
crypto,
permanent record.
all your
This
crypto
is your
moves, saying,
permanent
"Sir,
record.
sir, we've been monitoring you for a while.
It's real.
We've seen what you've been doing on the DeFi space. You thought we didn't know? You thought we didn't know about your all your Ethereum addresses? No, we know all about them, sir. Here they are. Now we can wipe the slate clean. You just gotta tell us who Satoshi is.
Yeah.
Give up the man Satoshi."
Oh, hello. DeFi perp is really taking off here. Look at this.
About time. We've been talking about it for long enough.
We are taking this signal today. We're definitely taking this today. I'll wait for the daily close just because that's when our members expect signals and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I don't want people to feel
better
like they're
take
missing out because I put a signal up in the middle of the day. But just so you guys know, I am like totally putting this up. As you can see, we definitely made a new high here. All systems go. We're gonna take this as a continuation along it.
That's choo-choo train strong, man.
Yeah, this is strong.
Steam engine.
Bitcoin dominance. Here, we've got a trend that is holding, and we could see even more appreciation of Bitcoin versus alts. I will say this week has lost a lot of momentum, but it's also not over. We still have like half the week left, like almost literally half. So let's go ahead and look at DeFi. Interesting. All the alts just turned green. Did you guys see that?
Yes, they did. And of course, I got kicked out of one of my alt trades just a little bit ago, and now they're going to flip.
Interesting. Okay, Priv Perp, still rough. Exchange Perp, holding strong, I'd say. So that means BNB, still kind of holding strong. Oh, Ship Perp is staying above resistance. This is something we're long right now. So this is good. I was a little worried yesterday because we were curling like this. But it wasn't a full exit signal. And, I wanted to... you got to make sure you
Didn't cross.
Yeah. If we just keep going up here, we're going to be really sad. We missed out. Mid perp, basically trading sideways at the point of control. Same for alt perp. So I would say right now DeFi and shitcoins are looking strongest.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's look at DeFi coins. Boom. What is strong? We might have to forego our baseline here, guys. Pull back on Winks. Good. Maybe we'll find a place where we can enter this. So I do like this break of this long-term downtrend here on Winks. Do we have any more data on Winks? Winks M. Excuse me. Boom. Okay. Data. I'd really like this. Let's take a measured move and figure out where we would kind of want to target if we did take a Winks long. It's not too shabby. Okay, Control C. There we go. There we go. Interesting. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Let me try this again. There we go. Okay. All right, so We'll shoot for the other high. So this uses the actual values. So because there's so much of the linearly, there's such a large amount there that when you measure from here, it's like about the same amount. Okay. Synthetics. I'm not really fond of this break a trend right here. We'll see what happens with it. No signal yet on Wi-Fi. Swipe. Interesting. Are we coming off the bottoms here on... We were just looking... You guys were just talking about Swipe yesterday, but today is when it's starting to look interesting.
Yeah, I think we had some swipe news come out yesterday.
Swipe or no swiping?
Yep.
I think they had staking or rewards or something on their platform.
I really like that we finally have got a good break of a downtrend here. Let's put this on our list to keep our eyes on. Meta is interesting. So we're basically retesting the lows right now. Maybe this is the time to pick up some meta. You know, it wouldn't take much for us to break this downtrend here. I don't see it here in balance perp. I feel like we really need to retest our low here. KNC, we're retesting our lows right now. So far, no sign of longing. There's no longing. Did we get pushed out of this maker long yet? Or are we still in this maker long? I'm still in it. I'm still in it, guys. We're still in this thing. Slightly under our entry at 578.
I think that looks good.
Yeah. This looks like a pretty strong short on ZRX here.
Yeah, that's a head and shoulders.
Yep. Couldn't make it over resistance, guys.
Interessante.
Yes. Potentially. But we could just end up back in here and then drop out. We'll keep our eyes on this. Nothing to do here on rep. Tomo's trading sideways. Potentially going to trade sideways right out of our channel here that I have drawn. So if that happens, we'll look to long it. Should we get an entry on Rune here? I mean, this is a nice new high.
Looks a lot like DeFi perp.
It does look a lot like DeFi perp.
Just a little more broken out.
Curve looking pretty interesting right here. We haven't actually broken this downtrend yet, but it certainly looks like we're about to.
Yeah, that looks like it's about to... It's building up support to make a run past that trend line.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're essentially we're trading in this channel, and if we break out of this downtrend channel, then that's our sign to long curve here. On break of Chanel, what? Where would we target?
I thought you were more of a Gucci guy.
Yeah. Where would we target? Well, yeah, gosh, we've had such good luck with fibs recently. Let's take out some fibs. I mean, offhand, if I'm just eyeballing it, I really like this consolidation area for a target. Well, let's pull out some fibs, see what we do.
You want to tell some lies about me?
Yes. This area right here is the 2.618. And 139 here is 1.618. Let's have these be our two big target zones. So, boom. Nice confluence here with our two consolidation areas. So we should expect to see at least some resistance in these spots, even if price keeps going through it. And again, this is if we get a break of this. Right now we could break back down here, retest our lows, even get a small fake out, and then retest the lows. So this is not something that we need to necessarily rush into.
I
Rune.
I think we should be getting into Rune as well.
Yeah. Dot is just still going.
Unstoppable.
Yep, unstoppable.
I'm glad I picked
Solana.
up a little dot before that break.
Solana also didn't break down here. Also did not break the trend resistance yet. Band is holding kind of strong. I mean,
still above the trend line.
Yeah, but this is also basically a short in the same way that Link is a short. Because once again, all these Oracle coins are very highly correlated. Serum. I think this looks pretty rough here. Maybe due for a retest of the low. It looks like Sushi might break up here.
Yeah. Definitely.
I guess this was the short.
Seems like a 1 inch might be doing the same thing.
Let's take a look.
Of course, a lot less data, but
is this it?
it's on Binance too, but
I guess Binance thought it was sufficiently decentralized because they
Right.
airdropped it to everybody who'd ever used it.
Immediately.
Yeah. Let's see it.
1 inch finally turning around, I see.
Could just be a retracement, but there's not enough data to really tell if it's going to be a lasting thing.
Always good to keep your eyes on a break of trend.
I'm riding that thing to 10 inches.
Yeah. Did we just lose Jack?
Possibly.
No, I'm here. Why? What's up, guys?
Okay, we heard a blink.
No, that was, I think, Jason restoring his live.
My screen share, yeah. It keeps cutting out for some stupid reason.
Let's see here. What else do we have here? We did just get a $10 super chat from GBU Professor Wally. Shoutouts to Mr. Wally.
Wally in the house.
Dr. Wally.
Let me put that back on screen real quick. Let's see what Mr. Wally had to say. This $10 super chat came bundled with a message. This one says, when chart request season hits, take aim at KNC USD, would you please? All right, we'll definitely look.
You mean USD KNC? No, I'm joking.
On Coinbase Pro.
I think he explained. I think he explained.
Definitely KNC is on Coinbase though.
I said Coinbase Pro.
It is. I think 1 inch actually looks good here on lower time frames. This is reminding me
starting to build
of an inverse head and shoulders. Kind of tops, breaks down, and just forms a bottom right here as it goes sideways. It's very interesting here. So if you want to take a lower time frame long here, I would just set my stop right below this low, tell you what. And so basically $1.19 and then just ride it. That sounds a little vulgar, but you guys know what I mean. This is
Well, we
I consider this a
get
decent break in the
get you
downtrend.
loud, hearing you loud and clear, buddy.
Yeah.
Crypto Caveman came through with a $3 super chat. Shoutouts to Crypto Caveman. He says, cheers, happy New Year's all the best to the CC crew. Thank you, Mr. Caveman.
Much
It is
love.
a pleasure. Caveman also did say a little earlier, cheers, guys. Hope hope you all have a nice New Year's Eve. Got to go out and get some cognac for tonight. All right, Crypto Caveman, getting the cognac, some of the Henny.
Nice.
Sipping on the Henny tonight for Caveman. All right. Well, the rest of you do let us know in the live chat what you're sipping on tonight. And Caveman also later says, by the way, as a Canadian, I got 10 stimulus checks of $2K apiece. Wink, wink. All right. Well, shout outs
Damn,
to...
dude. You got 20 grand from the government?
Yep, that's they were pretty generous this year. Basically, a lot of people were paid more to stay home than they did to actually go to work. So,
Not I,
That's
sir.
true. We wanted people to stay home, so it makes sense to pay people to stay home,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, it does make
Exactly.
sense.
Not telling people stay home and go broke. That's like an entirely different experience.
indeed, but I have to tell you, a lot of retail workers were not happy because their best friend gets to stay home and collect $2,000, and they got to work and
Oh,
collect
it
1,200
it
a
for
month.
sure causes like a tear between people. Like once they start like, well, look how this money I'm getting, and like they're working even harder, making less money. Like
Yep.
it's gonna cause rifts, like for sure.
Precisely, yeah. Basically, all your friends, staying home, and you're still bagging groceries at Walmart for 1,200 a month, right? So I'm sure a lot of people were not happy, and I think you could almost see it in the average retail worker's eyes every time I go to check out.
You know what? I do see on lower time frames
And
about
use your
Dot
Crow
and wonder
card.
something similar. I do see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. Like it on lower time frames, it appears like it's almost the same thing.
It's a good trend to keep our eyes on.
Yeah, Dot's going to $100. Just hold on.
Yeah, Dot seems to be going bonkers today. We also got another super chat just rolled through. Shout outs
wow.
to
Thank you.
Mr. Ether Robert Warner saying just joining in on all the super chats that are being rained upon us today. Well, shout outs to everybody hooking us up with...
Let's get out the foghorns.
That's one way to build the hype on New Year's Eve. All right. What else do we have left? All right, we have a few requests lined up. I don't want to interrupt though, so I'm going to let the guys continue with their analysis. Just letting everybody know I am collecting all requests, and we will be getting to them shortly, including such hot favorites like Dot, which last I just glanced at the Dot chart a minute ago. Dot is
Now
going...
we're looking at Dot right now.
Oh.
It's just an uptrend, guys. There's nothing
Yep.
to do. Just hold on.
Just hold on.
Everything looks good here.
All right, I'm gonna FOMO into a bag right now.
If we break out of this channel, then we'll probably retest the $6.50 range. As you can see, there's a lot of volume transacted here.
Yep. Bye.
But for right now, I would say just hold on tight.
I don't know why, but that chart reminds me of the scene in Twister where they tie themselves to a pole with a leather belt and it's just kind of sucking them around. Like, just hold on, baby.
I have never watched Twister.
You
Ever watch
got it,
Twister?
dude.
Oh
Bill
my god,
Paxton, come on.
that was a classic. I liked that movie as a kid.
I think that I always remember that one scene in the movie because I've shown the clip of just classic movie blunder where the windshield breaks and the next scene the windshield is fixed again.
Oh yeah, incontinuities. I hate those.
Yeah.
I always find them. I feel like I could have a job doing that because I always find them.
Well,
And that was like a really famously bad one on Twister because you think you remember that the entire windshield had just been broken by the Twister, but no.
No, God has a strange way.
It's all things.
If you watch watching Tenant's probably gonna really cook your noodle there.
Well, I mean,
It's
I
like
hear the problem is hearing Tenet, not watching Tenet.
hearing Tenant. Huh?
What? There's a problem with the
Everybody
sound?
complains that like you
Oh, you
cannot
can.
make out the words,
Yes.
even if you are a sound engineer who like amplifies the words. It's literally unintelligible due to the way it was produced.
I can
Musically.
understand that. Actually, I did find myself turning on the subtitles for that movie probably for that very reason. I think that's an anomaly in Christopher Nolan movies. So go figure.
Yeah, but he got extra flack this time because
Yeah.
sound engineers were like, "Listen, I can't understand what this dude's saying. What did you do? What'd you do to this? The sound
Yep.
on this?" He's like, "Oh no, it's part of the process." He's like, "What? It's part of the process that you don't want anyone to understand what you were in
That's
character
probably
for?"
precisely what he wants. He wants you to kind of come up with what your own interpretation of what they said was.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, I suppose that is neither here nor there with regards to crypto.
No, but definitely if you haven't seen Tenet yet, checking it out. Maybe this
Yeah.
weekend. Definitely one for you guys. You continuity bugs are gonna go crazy trying to pick up all the inconsistencies in that one. But with that said, please do continue. Let's not derail the conversation any further.
Let's look at some chart requests. I'm kind of petered out here on DeFi.
Yep. All right, here we go. Let's shout out a few people in the live chat and take a few requests. Jimmy Dice, I just noticed, dropped a message saying took the hex trade last week. Thank you guys. I wasn't aware we posted a hex
That's
trade.
Mr. Ether. So really, he's thanking Mr. Ether.
All right, Mr. Ether, shout outs. You got a fan. Mr. Ether has officially been promoted to junior analyst, dropping the hex specialisto in the house. So
Coming for my job.
all right.
Well, it certainly is taking off, isn't it? You know what? I guess I did point out when we broke this, but
I was
I
gonna
never
say we did talk about taking a trade with that break, but we did say that we weren't gonna take it because we don't really trade hex.
Yeah, seems like we have a
Yeah.
we have a bit of a mental blockage when it comes to hex, but so be it. Can't take them all.
Yeah, Mr. Ether is just laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, Mr. Ether is.
He once gave me $20 and he was like, "Here, put this into hex," and I thought he was joking. That was when hex was one sat.
So did you follow up his instructions or what?
I thought he was joking. It was hex. It was one sat at the time. Hello.
Right. Yeah, I know. Looking back at it, was a no-brainer.
I mean, it did seem like you would have to have no brain to do that.
Jimmy Dice says it was just a trade you guys said in the chat. So okay, well it was probably Mr. Ether.
Yeah, he's the hex boy.
Yep, and it was solid choice.
All our CC folks are talented.
Yeah, if it works, bud.
Does indeed. Well, we clearly it survived 1 year. Hex is probably here to stay. What do we got next? Quite a few requests lined up, so I'm gonna
KNC.
Slowly start bringing up. Yeah, let's do KNC because that was the super chat request.
Chat,
yep. Let's do it, Mr. Uwali.
It's interesting. We could get a reversal in this spot. I would wait until we break this bigger downtrend right here. Yeah, this one is fine. If we break this one, then we'll likely trade sideways a little bit more until we break this one.
Yeah, I think the way you marked that out is probably perfect because you'll probably shoot up into that other channel, consolidate sideways a little bit if it's going to break to the upside.
You break, boom, boom, boom.
That's your moment.
Like that. So we're saying something like this, where it kind of comes up, brick, out like that.
Yep, perfect.
It's even going to go back in time, guys. It's going to be crazy.
I love it when it goes back in time.
Yeah. Keep your eyes on this chart, folks.
We're trading time dilation, people.
Yeah. Anyway, I think a KNC does look pretty good here.
Need a little bit more time.
Bitcoin. This looks less great.
It's a bottom.
Where is this in relation to? So we're right here. So delete that. Let's look at this on the weekly. Yeah, this is super ugly. Maybe we could drop a little bit more, I think.
I think you'll get the. I mean, if I was looking at this based off the way I used to trade, I would say you're probably going to get down to right there.
Yeah, this is the area that I would target for like
Yep.
to put mortars in. And we could even wick all the way down into this area.
Yep.
This entire area is essentially an accumulation area. So we can just get the big wick on the weekly and then end up trading up here for a little while and then take up.
I mean, it's crazy I suppose it's not so crazy, but like looking at the price of Bitcoin, and we're still just seeing all the alt pairs just bleed out, man.
Yeah. Still waiting for my link short to take off. Link short round 2, the short herd round the world. Trying this one again. Targeting at least down here, if not down here. What's next on our list?
All right,
Sure, we got plenty more.
GBU Professor Wally, thank you for the $10 super chat and the KNC
Much
request.
appreciated.
Indeed, Happy New Year to Mr. Wally.
Thank
You
you.
so much for being a dedicated member for the past year or more. So shout outs to Wally.
It's definitely been more.
Wally
More, yeah.
is a solid guy, so thank you. Wally also says 60% of the time it goes back in time every time.
Everybody, make sure to check out Gunbot University, Wally's project. It's really cool.
Yeah, Wally does good things over there at Gunbot University, so do check that out. Alright, what do we got next here? Let me pull up the next few requests. Alright, first one that came in a little earlier today was from IvanX, and he says, did any mod add Win USDT? I think he's asking if we added this to the request list. Yeah, Win USDT. Could we take a look at Win USDT?
Alright.
You guys tired of winning yet?
Yeah, they must be tired of winning.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, Win is definitely quite a big loser here. There is some hope that you could get a reversal down here. This is a nice amount of consolidation. We might tap down in this area one more time. I would just get out if we close a new low. Because I assume you're asking because you're long right now. So if we were to, well, and there's even a low all the way down here. I would just, if you're not already in this, I would just wait. I would wait until you get some sort of a break of a strong downtrend. There we go. This makes sense. It's our downtrend. Wait until we get a break of this downtrend, and then we'll know that there's a good chance that we're not just going to keep going down. So break that somehow, some way, then I'd take it long. Otherwise, I would just stay out. What's next?
All right, thank you to IvanX for the Win USDT request. Moving into the next one. This one comes. Stun Gun says, greetings all, Phil USD breaking out of its downtrend. All right, Stun Gun tipping us off to Filecoin. What's Filecoin up to? USDT or pairing, please.
GBU Wally also just sent another super chat on File BTC. Took the trade yesterday and liking what it's doing, and he's
nice.
definitely paying off because I'm looking at it here. Looks like a 24% candle on the daily.
Yeah, perfect timing in that case.
So this is our broken downtrend right here.
Enter here.
Yeah, enter over here, guys. Go back in time again, and then just buy $22. I would wait for a pullback, actually, at this point. I think we could retest down here a little bit, because you can see some point of control.
That's a lot of movement.
Yeah. This is where I would have targeted. So I'm not really interested in buying this spot. But if it came back down to $21 or $22, then I'd be a buyer again, I think. Because I do like this reaction off the bottom right here. I think you could probably take this long back to $30. Ultimately. But maybe don't buy the top. What's next?
Once again, shout outs to Wally, and thank you for the $5 super chat. Moving along into the next one. got a few requests lined up here already. So good. Filecoin, and now we're gonna head into Alex Bollier's request, and that's Tezos is where it's at. Check that crypto out. So let's take a quick look at XTZ, please. Let's see what.
Man, XTZ's been kind of just dead in the water lately.
Yeah, this is pretty sideways.
Just a flopping fish struggling for air.
I think it looks pretty weak. You know, we even tried to recover here and it ended up pushing volume up into our local point of control. We were
And
right,
you see bearish momentum building too.
Yeah. So our bearish momentum is slowly increasing here. I would say that, with all due respect, XTZ is not where it is at.
Yeah. Not where it's at.
Yeah.
More like XYZ.
Yeah, I mean, we're making new lows on the Bitcoin pairing here. That's not great. This is what a distribution area looks like, people. Just so you know in the future. See how we made the high, then we have all this topping behavior, and then the markdown. Mark up, distribution, markdown. What's next?
All right, Alex Bollier, hope you enjoyed the analysis. Moving into the next one, Polkadot analysis, por favor, from Max. We kind of covered Polkadot extensively,
yeah.
So shout outs to Max. Appreciate the request, but you might have to rewind a bit. We did look at Polkadot. It is a hot coin. Maybe wait for that pullback, like the guys mentioned. If you, the rest of you start filling your bags with DOT while you can, this coin is going places.
Let's look at hot BTC.
Oh, that is so not hot.
It can't be. One of these days, it's gonna pop off to 9 sats. Yeah, baby.
Well, I
Gonna
wish
ride these bags.
Well, it's a shame it was not one of these days for the last year and a half. Well, I guess technically, there's never been a better time to buy hot because price has never been lower than it was this week.
And you think it can't get lower? Put in an order at 2 sats, and I bet it wicks down to 1.
That's a 50% loss.
Yep.
What's next?
You heard it here first, folks. It's gonna pop off at some point.
Yeah, don't sleep on hot. How about that? Here we go. One comes from Peckham08. My YFL hands are oven ready like a Brexit deal. All right. YFL, shall we?
Liking this hourly on Bitcoin.
And challenged investor and a few more. Pam Kachui here.
YFL you say? Let us see.
I see your request. We'll get to this shortly.
This is not a bad spot to be buying it. I see what you like about it.
Yep. Nice historical support there. Nice descending channel.
Let me
I thought it said that chart was DTF.
Put this on my watch list. We can look at this a little later. Yeah, I think this definitely has potential. I would wait for the break of the downtrend, but I gotta say, sellers have really petered off here. You can see the selling candles are getting much weaker. The supply's running out for sellers because this is actually a really big movement downwards. This is, yeah, they sold this all the way back down to the bottom of this parabolic movement right here. So if you measure that, this is actually quite a retracement. Traced a full 85 cents from the 85% from the parabolic movement. And now we retested the low. So I do like this. I do like this spot. And best of all, if we did break down here, we would know it's like, okay, let me just get out here below this low. Rather than if we had bought up here, we're like, well, where in here do I really need to sell before, it makes sense? Anyway, yeah, YFL, it looks great here. Wait for the break. What's next?
All right, that's YFL. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move into the next request. We got to power through these next few. Show did get started a little late today because of that hiccup, so I got quite a few left. Mr. Ether says he sold all his XLM a couple days ago, and I saw a request just a second ago from Gabriel in the live chat also asking about XLM. So can we take a quick look at Stellar, please? Is it suffering a similar fate as XRP?
Suppose. Yep, basically. I mean, this chart is not hot. It's so not hot.
So hot, not right now.
Yeah.
Not a hot little potato right now.
I will say that this was originally my buy zone, and we're just hanging out down here in the buy zone. So right here is this is resistance, support, consolidation area here, support, resistance. So this is a pretty important area on Stellar. Basically 13 cents. So I think we should keep our eyes on it, but like everything else in the downtrend, let's wait for a break of this downtrend. Because as you can see, there's been plenty of times where we might have wanted to enter, but prices kept going lower. So let's keep our eyes on it. What's next?
All right, shoutouts to Gabe and Mr. Ether in the live chat for the XLM. Moving along, we got the next one from AK. He says 1 inch USDT chart, please. I think we looked at 1 inch a little earlier.
We did, yeah.
Yep. All right, AK, if you just rewind a bit, you will definitely see a 1 inch review very early. Oh yeah, it's praising. All right.
You will definitely see a 1 inch.
All right, moving along. This is a serious show, guys. This is all business. There's no time.
Yeah, we're super serious here.
This is a serious show. There's no time for shenanigans like that. All right, another crack at you two. And
no malarkey, no shenanigans.
I'll be taking
just
over.
1 inch.
I'm gonna send Corn Pop after you. All right. All right. Did Jake Rezio's request already? We did the super chat from Wally. Pay him in the live chat asks, smoking the reefer. He's up 40% in THC levels. He says. So let's. Can we take a look at that reefer thing that launched on Binance? I think this is a. Reef. It's called Reef.finance, I think. It's one of the coins on the Binance Launchpad that released. I think this is one of the first Polkadot-based projects to come out on the Launchpad. So keep your eyes on Polkadot and projects like this.
Do you have the contract address for me?
Yeah, just give me 1 second and I'll pull it right up. It's the one that ends in 5ACF. ACF at the end.
ACF? Alright, done. Well, this is definitely brand new. Well, we don't have a lot to work with here. We do have a break of this downtrend. We've got a retest of support turned resistance. Well, if you feel bullish about it, I would buy somewhere between 1.2 and 1 cent and 1 cent. We're in this area right here for a continuation, but there's not necessarily sign that there will be a continuation right here. We're just kind of trapped under this resistance. So yeah, there's not really much for us to do right here. If we do get, let's say, an hourly close above this level, then I would be interested in longing it. But until then, I'd keep your eyes on it and stay out.
All right, that covers the reefer request from Payam. Try not to smoke all night, dude. I hear that's not good for your lungs. Moving along. Crypto Caveman came through with a $3 super chat. I shouted him out already, but once again, Mr. Caveman, thank you so much. Moving into the next one. Oh, we covered this one as well. Loot Patient says the YFFI USDT only if you get some time, please and thank you. Thanks for the market
Got some
overview,
time right now.
U3.
Wait, was it YFFI or YFII?
I think it's YFII. I saw him correct it
It's
a little
YFI
later.
2.
Yeah. So
I believe you mean YFI as well.
I believe it's pronounced Yam
YF
2.0.
as well. Yiffy.
Yiffy.
Well, geez. I guess I need the contract address for this one too. It's probably this one here. Tell you what. I know it's on mine.
It's YFII, right? Is what you were looking at
Yeah.
right now? One that ends in
I think this looks really good. Potentially we're getting a break of our resistance right here. Nice retest of the lows right in this spot. See? Boom. Kind of rest on the lows, wick down to retest the volume down here. Yeah, we have not quite broken out yet. If we do get a break, like everything else that's been in the downtrend, we're just waiting for that break of the downtrend. But until we get it, we gotta remain patient. Stay vigilant.
All right, that is the YFII for Loot Patient. Shout out to Loot Patient. Let's move into West. This one comes from AJ. Can we look at a stonk, please? He's looking at ED long-term holding support. What's ED?
Eaton Vance, I guess.
Electric vehicles.
Well, no, it could be Eaton Vance or Aaron Ventures, but probably Eaton Vance because this is New York. So, what do you say about this?
Look at that gap up.
Consolidated Edison.
What
Is that
the hell
what it is?
happened there?
What?
Consolidated Edison. Is that what you're looking at?
It's definitely not.
Right, so
It's definitely not.
Yeah, EV. There's no
no, not EV.
consolidated.
No, ED, my friends.
Oh.
David. Yeah,
There we
Consolidated Edison.
Ooh. This is quite nice. Look at this break of our downtrend. This does have a break of downtrend, folks. Let's look at some more data. Excellent weekly signal that's going to close in an hour and a half. I say take it. This looks fantastic.
Yeah, there's not really much more to say about that one. It does look good.
Yep. And I mean, this is a decent pullback from its highs. This is a kind of good
Type C
pullback.
Type C bullish divergence because they're basically on the same level, but it went much lower on your oscillator there.
Yeah, I do see what you mean.
It's not the strongest divergence, but it's still divergence.
So this is the bullish divergence. As you can see, these are roughly equivalent lows, but we make a far lower low on our oscillator, which is telling us that, man, price had gotten really oversold, even though it didn't look oversold in comparison. Like, man, oh man, our oscillator is saying, oh, buy it up here. So this does look really good. I like it. You got my seal of approval. As far as targets, I would target this high. I would go ahead and target this area and this area. So 77.82. I bet we get I bet if we look on the daily or something, we would get good confluence with Quadriga. No, it's my targets are even a little farther than Quadrigo. We'll see. I think Quadrigo might be a little. I think Quadrigo could be a little conservative here, considering we're actually reversing from all the way back over here. This is a continuing trend to here. Well, we'll keep our eyes on it. I should really start making stock calls too.
No kidding. Yeah, especially when you got guys like AJ in the live chat feeding us such hot tips. So it's good to have eyes on the market, looking at all corners of the space. All right, shout out to the AJ. Thank you so much for the ED. And moving into the next one. This one comes from Agency. He's asking for Cosmos. I think Cosmos was doing things today. I think I said on Bubbles at the beginning of the show. Let's take a look at Cosmos.
That's a signal. This is good to go. Are we in, Adam? We are.
Yep.
So 6.142, high of 6. We hit take profit 1. Congratulations, guys.
Yay.
So
I picked me up some Cosmos just for that 5% APY a couple weeks ago. So
it's hard to argue with that. Tell you what, guys,
just to have on Coinbase.
I will hear live on the air.
He gonna do one.
Update our trades. This is trade number 14.
Taking profits in the Cosmos.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Google's taking forever. Come on, man. There we go. Adam, good. Took one hit.
While you do that real quick, I'm going to read a question here from Payam in the live chat. Can you guys explain the different types of bullish divergence? He didn't know there was a type C divergence. He thought it was just regular and hidden. Maybe
it's
a little.
Just kind of the classification of how strong it is. So like type C would be weaker divergence.
Gotcha.
And type A would be the strongest type that you can get. But of course, you have two different types of divergences. You have bullish and bearish divergence, but you could also have hidden bullish and bearish divergence. So technically, if you want to be technical about it, you could probably, there's like 6 different classes of A, B, and C, and then you have hidden and bullish and bearish.
Yep.
I don't want to get too into it. I do not look at classes of divergences. I just see if prices diverged on the oscillator. But Jason is right. There are different strengths depending on if you're getting a certain type of bullish divergence in an uptrend versus a bullish divergence in a downtrend.
Mm-hmm.
A type C is generally when price makes an equal low and the oscillator makes a lower low rather than making a higher low versus a lower low. So you can see why that would be weaker, because higher low versus lower low is a different story versus equal low versus lower low.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so but I will let you Google classes of divergences because
it's pretty easy to Google.
It's not my specialty, and that will explain it far better than I can.
Indeed, but I do think it answers the question relatively well. By class, what you meant by class or type C divergence just really is the strength, I guess. And type A, type C being the weaker one. When our analysts are saying type C, they're being a weaker bullish divergence, and a type A would have been, I guess, the stronger type of divergence. All right.
Pretty obvious.
All right, so we did just cover Cosmos. You updated the trade to the journal, and let's take a look what comes next. This one comes.
I would probably take Cosmos from here. I would not be surprised if we hit 750 within the next week or so.
Decent 25% move or more, right?
It's not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all, gentlemen. All right, next one comes from Agency, and this one is Comp. Can we look at Compound, please?
I think we looked at it a little earlier, but we can look at it again real quick. Yeah, we're just still kind of under resistance here. There's nothing really for us to do. Wait, actually, where's our? Let me walk that back. Let me look at our baseline. Nope, there's nothing for us to do right now. If we were above the baseline, then this could actually be giving us a long signal soon because we're over zero on our oscillator. Volatility's rising. Momentum's not quite there yet, but yeah, we're still below the baseline. There's nothing really for us to do right here, so I'm just gonna keep our eyes on it.
All right, we will keep our eyes on compound. Shout out to the agency, and by the way, brother, Happy New Year. Get you in 2021. Next, challenge investor Theta coming out with a massive marketing campaign in 2021 plus CB, which I think is Coinbase listing is what he's referring to. So, challenge investor very bullish on Theta.
Yeah,
Theta's been doing well.
Theta's going to be doing things. It's time to load your Theta bags, guys. We got Theta on the 2021 bag list. You should be having DOT in your bag. And for Christ's sake, at this point, we're going to be talking about Hex. All right, next. We did Theta, of course, right? A little earlier in the show?
yes.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, actually.
We did it? Okay, I'm going to leave Theta up.
No, I just mentioned it.
I know it all kind of blends together, guys.
It does.
Well, we should have a nice continuation long signal theme today, I would imagine. Should get this nice crossover above zero here. Looks good on lower time frames. You can see we got a nice break of our downtrend right here. And then we just take off. Yeah, I hope we get a little bit of a pullback at the end of today, but I'll probably take it as a continuation long. What's next?
All right, moving into the next one. That would be Theta for Challenged Investor. Thank you again. But this next one is... Oh, we did Filecoin for Wally in the super chat. This one's from Mr. Ether, and it's Ncash USDT pairing, please. Ncash.
That was like one of the first coins I ever had. Look at those wicks.
Yeah, this is probably just like a pump and dump.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this. This is just way too
Put all your money into it and hope for the best.
I mean, I guess we've got a break of this downtrend. I wouldn't do anything with this, man. Yeah. What's next?
All right, Mr. Ether, thank you for the Ncash.
Sorry, Mr. Ether. I don't know what to do with it, and I would suggest not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, if I had an Ncash bag that needs pumping, I'd probably tell Mr. Ether go all in, but sadly I do not. Let's move into the next one. Todd Mackey, did you guys have a time frame for a DCR dump? Did we talk about DCR? Did we talk about dumping DCR?
I can say right now that no.
All right, well, let's take a quick look at DCR. Is there a time frame in mind for it to turn down?
No.
I mean, looks strong.
I mean, I guess it looks a little ascending wedgie, maybe.
Is that current candle higher high?
It's a higher high, but it is not closing a higher high currently.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Looks like you're getting the crossover.
Yeah, so for right now, I would say that there is no time frame on the dump. But if this is a valid pattern, then I would look for something like this. And sideways there. Kind of retest this area, like so. That's sort of how I would imagine things will play out. And then, of course, if we break this, we're also breaking this overall trend right here. So yeah, that's the best way to play it, I think. Other than that, if you're long, I would just stay long, and if you're not, I definitely wouldn't buy this top.
All right.
What's next?
All right, Challenge Investor in the live chat says he's got to go, but happy New Year all. Yep, shout out to
Happy New
Challenge
Year.
Investor.
Happy
Yep.
New Year to you too, bud.
Yep, it's been nice having Challenge Investor in the live chat this year. Definitely a regular. He's got one of the better handles in a name in the live chat. So shout out to Challenge Investor. I'm sure we all felt challenged in the space at some point, and then we found our salvation in cracking cryptocurrency. All right, Mr. Ether saying I wasn't sure if she had any legs. Not sure what's
I
that.
think he's talking about Encash.
Probably Encash. All right, that's what I thought.
No, I don't. It doesn't look like it has legs to me.
All right, so here's one. I might have missed this earlier, but I've just been reminded of it. Let me just check if it's not on my list. All right, it's gonna be AJ bringing our attention to BTBT. Saw BTBT mentioned earlier.
I think you're gonna have to do that on ChartX because I couldn't find it.
It's not. Yeah, I don't see it here either. BTBT.
Yep,
Maybe
BTBT.
it's a stock.
Oh, it must
maybe
be.
it's a stock. It is a stock, actually.
Oh,
That's definitely it.
you know, it totally broke through my target. As you can see, I had this resistance area here, and like if we break this target, this resistance area, we just plowed through it today. Yeah, man, this is wow. Look at this.
They're doing something right.
In the last week, they've gained quite a bit. What they do?
That's big moves for stock market.
And it's a new all-time high.
Yeah, we looked at BTBT I think this week even, or maybe last week, but it's Bit Digital, and I believe they're like a North American-based crypto mining company. Yeah, they mine Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
Yeah,
there's them, and then there's Riot. There's Riot Blockchain.
Yeah, they're a New York-based Bitcoin mining company. So there you have it.
Since November.
447%.
Should have bought it in March.
That's pretty much market wide, bud.
You know, I gotta say, this chart is very reminiscent of Bitcoin's chart. It's so tied to crypto. What's next?
All right, AJ, thank you for tipping us off to BTBT again. Unfortunately, I think the ship has sailed on that one, but shout out to anybody who picked it up. All right, what do we got next? All right, I've got my entire list completed here. If I've missed one of your requests, I do apologize. Get them in the live chat right now because I have exhausted a list of requests. I do see one that came from Spartacus 2020 just now. All right, Spartacus, he asks for CEL Celsius had a pullback and it's ready for more action, says Spartacus. So let's take a look at Celsius Network, guys.
All right.
Celsius was doing very well yesterday.
Oh, this is seller. Oh, okay. Whew. I was like, what happened? Did I have the chart inverted or something?
CEO.
Yeah. Okay.
That's Cello.
Darn it. Man, when you said little pullback, you weren't kidding. I suggest you zoom out, man.
Right. I think you're looking at the 1 minute chart or something.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a little bit of a pullback here. I wouldn't. I'm not ready to buy it at this level. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe this was the pullback, but look how overbought the Fisher is here on the daily. I would not buy this particular pullback. Maybe if we come back down to like 360. I like this kind of consolidation area right here.
All right. Well, shout outs to Spartacus. I presume that concludes your thoughts on Celsius.
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Take a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin close. I think this is going to be interesting.
Okay.
Which closes in 13 minutes. So we might get
we're back in the green for the day.
Yep.
That's nice.
We might get a sell-off before this 13 minutes, but this will be an interesting close if it closes like this. Definitely presenting itself like a continuation opportunity if it does.
I think the 3-hour is going to give us the continuation.
Most likely. Yeah, you're getting the cross on TT right now. But you also have another hour of that candle.
This is true.
So yeah, I think this 4-hour close is interesting.
It is really interesting. Okay.
Good price absorption. I think that we have the potential to keep going up here, guys.
So you can see F still kind of that's what I'm looking for.
Chopping
Leaking
its way
out
down.
value against Bitcoin here. XRP holding against Bitcoin. Could this be the bottom for XRP?
Forever.
Interesting. We do have a break of the stronger downtrend here, and it held. For XRP Bitcoin, not for XRP USDT. XRP USDT is, I believe, still inside. What's next? Well, we've only got like 10 minutes left or so. So, is there anything you want to look at?
Is there any kind of news you wanted to get into, Jack?
Let me just get one more request up here. Scroll up. I think it was another stock. Which one was it here?
Coty?
That's not Coty on there. Alright, one more, and might be it. Coty. Okay, it was Christian Zeladon. Here we go, Christian. He says, what about the ticker VUZI? What's a good entry? That's VUZI. I think this is a stock as well.
Oh, stock. Okay.
Six Corporation. Ooh.
VUZI? No, I still don't know what it is then.
Yeah, VUZI.
V is Victor.
Oh.
Looks like a little bull pennant.
I might be late to the party here. Yeah, this is we do not yet have a continuation signal.
You definitely have bullish divergence.
Yeah, and we do have a break of trend.
I think you have some. I think you have some sideways time on that.
Very interesting. VUZI.
Yeah, and we're at resistance here, so this area is resistant.
Yeah, based on that, I bet you consolidate right at that resistance, then break through on a pennant.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily want to buy this spot right now, but if we get a nice close back above here, then it would make sense, especially if our oscillator is signaling long, which it's not right now. I think it's the best way to handle it.
All right, well, that would be VUZI, which, by the way, is a smart glass and augmented reality manufacturer.
Nice.
And why did they spike? Why did they start skyrocketing in the last 24 hours?
Because they're selling all those. They're selling all those weird ass workout mirrors.
VUZIX said in a press release that the company had received multiple follow-up purchase orders this month for the company's M400 smart glass from the leading European smart glass software developer. Alright, so it seems like the smart glass market's about to blow up, and VUZIX is on the forefront of this technology. VuziX said new orders will generate about 300,000 in revenue for the company in the current quarter. All right, so I'm guessing there's
It's
a
up
pretty
10x this year since March lows.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
they're not doing too bad.
it seems like a major player in what's, I guess, going to be a big business, and that's going to be smart glass, augmented realities type stuff, i.e. the Google glasses and all that. I guess this technology is going to be here sooner than we think, guys, right? You got your Apple, forget Apple Watch.
Yeah,
You know?
it's
Throw the
already
Apple
here.
Watch in the garbage. You don't even need that shit anymore.
I know. I just bought my lady one for Christmas. Damn it.
Yeah, you should have got the smart glass from VuziX, dude. You don't even need a smartwatch. You just need to augment your reality.
Yeah, you replace your eyeballs with the smart glass and just smarter.
And sign over your soul to the devil.
That reminds me of Cyberpunk yesterday. All right.
Real quick here, I do see one more from RK, and I know she's in the group. So let's just take a look at ZUO as the last one.
Zuo?
Yes, a stock.
Yep, that's correct. Stock ticker ZUO, ZUO on the daily, says RK.
Interesting. We've got a break of the monthly trend.
A close above there would be very strong.
Well, it closes in this monthly
1
candle.
minute, 1 hour.
1 hour and 7 minutes. So I think we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's zoom out some more. Let's fix up this. So this is the daily trend. Looks good here. I would expect we'll probably come down and do a little retesting of this area.
Yep, make a little inverted in the shoulders.
But overall, this is a monthly breakout. I think this has potential to really carry you back up to maybe $20, or possibly a continuation onwards here. I don't know what Zora does. Their package software. Their software as a service. Okay.
That's still 33% gain.
Yeah, and we'll be getting a nice little Fisher cross up on the monthly here too. So all signs good for lots of continuation here.
Strong close on the 4 hourly, it looks like, for Bitcoin.
Yes.
Can you believe it, folks? Going into the last show of the year, and we're at $29,000.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping to crack 30 live on the show today, but we got a few more minutes left, and you luck, we'll get a big spike in there.
Yep, $1,000 in a
We have any
second.
heavy
Well, I
hitters?
gotta say, this monthly candle is so strong. It's hard to imagine we're gonna get much of a pullback if we get a pullback. This is continuing momentum. This is increasing momentum, guys. Smaller weekly candle, medium weekly candle, bigger weekly candle. There's no weakness. Where's the weakness in Bitcoin? It's the monthly close literally closed in 4 hours and 6 minutes, and we're basically right at the top of the monthly candle.
Mm-hmm.
Currently hovering just a few bucks over 29K. Fingers
Yep,
So
crossed.
exciting.
Fingers crossed we can see a bit of a pump right here, like I said earlier. Do we have any heavy hitters in the live chat? Any whales that can push the price over 30 for us, please?
Bitcoin dominance is about to close over the previous high. The previous high on the monthly is right here. Let's zoom in.
Check out your circle.
Just climbing above it right now, guys.
While you're looking at that, Streether says, where were we on the first of the year, 2020? So
Oh, that's right. We were looking at this as a potential as a possible fractal.
Yep. And it does appear like it could continue that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we'll see. Right now, we're still basically at resistance on daily and 3-day. It's really only on the monthly that we're breaking out. But hey, a monthly breakout is still quite a breakout. So,
all right. Out of curiosity, did we do Cardano already? Did we cover
Yes.
Cardano? All right, T-Dub. I know you wanted to see Cardano. I'm glad that we did cover it, but you're gonna have to rewind that a little earlier in the show.
yeah, it looks rough here. We're still trapped underneath resistance. I would stay out as long as we're underneath here.
Speaking of rewinding the show, we're gonna need to hire somebody to help do timestamps. So, and this is, of course, this is still the initial idea, just floating this out there right now. But in the new
Okay.
year, what are the plans on the Cracking Crypto roadmap? Is to hopefully canvas our loyal audience. If someone's in here, if you're a type of person that's in the live chat every day, very involved, well, you don't have to be super involved, but if you're a diligent listener, you do kind of hang on to every.
You reliably watch the show every day.
Exactly. You got to be reliable. You got to watch every day, and you hang on to every chart that our analysts discuss on the stream, and you feel like you'd be capable of helping timestamp. It's relatively simple. You know, every time we get to the next ticker, the next chart, just you make a quick note where we are in the stream, and it really does help timestamp. And people who do watch the replay can quickly reference you know, what charts, what markets, what questions, what topics we're covering. So just
Yeah, if you already watch the show every day, then I mean, hey, might as well sign up. We'll give you like not much money, like maybe like $20, $30 a month or something like that, but it's something. No questions asked crypto. Anybody have like a secret crypto account they want free money sent to? Well, not free money. You got to work for it. We need timestamps. If you watch the show anyway, come on.
Exactly. We'll find a way to make it worth your while. We'll throw you a few bucks in the process. Just letting you guys know, nothing's set in stone yet, but that's generally what, like I said, is on the roadmap for 2021. If we could have a little helper elf or something in the live chat that wants to help timestamp, we're going to be looking to hire someone for that role. We're not going to pay too handsomely, but it might still make it worth your while.
Hey, Alex.
What's that?
Check out the continuation long on the yearly chart on XBT USDT.
Sure. Let's go to Bitstamp. All right. I will have to make one. Let's add.
I had to add 12 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
On the yearly, guys. Hey, we broke the other yearly high. That's it.
Yeah, that's a continuation on the yearly, and it closes in what? 4 hours?
Yeah. Well, guys, we're definitely never going to go below 3,000 again.
Look at all the blood, sweat, and tears like that went into those simple candles. Like 12 months of trading that you're like, if I would have just looked at this, God damn it.
You know, the bear market was actually not that long.
I know, right?
Oh, well. You know what? What a great place to end the show on.
Right?
So, yeah. Guys,
What a long, strange trip it's been.
Bitcoin. This was our entire year. All the way to the lows, all the way to the highs.
Yeah, you really think we're breaking 3K again looking at that chart? Good luck.
Yeah.
I do think
It is a little somber to look at that and be like, man, everything we did is just right here inside.
All the mistakes you made, all the right? And you're like, man, really? All they had to do was just hold?
Well, everybody, I think that's a great place to we'll get ready to end it. Are we gonna
Goodbye.
talk a little bit more, or are we gonna
I'm gonna quickly shout out a few people and maybe pull up the few news stories real quick just to touch on them very, very briefly. Let's just quickly change scenes. Gonna pull up my browser real quick, and let's shrink this down, make it a little more visible. Here we go. So 2020, a year in review. Bitcoin's journey from 3,800 to nearly 30K. Yeah, guys, it's been just 8 months since we had the huge meltdown, right?
Still proud of that 38.15 entry.
Yeah, hopefully anybody who is here watching the charts, if you didn't scoop up some BTC or those bottoms, I bet you're really kicking yourself now. But yeah, 2020 has been an interesting year. To say anything else would be an understatement. Between the you-know-what and the that took the entire world by storm. It changed the lives of millions of people, had a direct impact on all industries and markets, and cryptocurrencies were absolutely no exception. 2020 had its lows for the nascent industry, but perhaps it's safe to say that the highs were much more exciting. Clearest evidence of this is Bitcoin, as well as the massive growth in total market cap. Indeed, Bitcoin went on a roller coaster. It started off the year steadily. It did. I remember we opened the year pretty well, and I remember when we had the strike on the general from the certain country in the Gulf there. That market started pumping like crazy, right? I remember that was it. People were like, yo, WW3 is about to start. Markets went bonkers. And then not long after that, of course, we had a few months later, we dumped off and hit like the 3,800 lows. Now it turns out the total market cap is almost back at the point it was in the 2017's parabolic run. Although this time things are very different. Indeed, this is something we mentioned right at the beginning of the show. This bull run is different. It seems like Bitcoin is getting all the love. The alts are a bit of a laggard, but I guess that still remains to be seen in 2021. So without any further ado, let's look at the most important events of 2020. So January through March, the world before the big you-know-what and the first wave. Technically, this thing was discovered in China in beginning 2020, but really it wasn't until March when most of the countries took serious measures to counter the impact of that thing. However, the first few months before that were relatively calm. Bitcoin was increasing in value, what seemed like a very healthy progression. Towards the beginning of January, the CME launched Bitcoin options contracts, providing institutional investors with more tools to receive exposure to cryptocurrency. Positive news came to the entire industry when the world's largest banks, Goldman Sachs and Citigroup, executed an equity swap on the blockchain similar to Ethereum. Oh, that's right. Yep, they had, I think, their own little private Ethereum enterprise solution where they used that, like I said here, to deploy an equity swap. That was pretty cool. However, there were some telling signs that things were brewing, and a growing number of banks began to introduce negative interest rates. That's right, 2020 marked the year of negative interest rates becoming a widespread phenomenon in the commercial banking industry. This, of course, highlights once again Bitcoin's inherent benefits. Then in February, China delayed development of their national currency as that thing hit. Yep, remember all the talk we entered 2020? Late 2019, all the talk was CBDCs, and China is about to deploy their CBDC. I guess we're still waiting. That kind of, got pushed to the back burner, but something tells me that entire plot is going to come roaring back relatively soon. Of course, Wall Street had its fastest 10% correction in history when in March things started to melt down. Yeah, March was pretty ugly for markets worldwide, and this quickly transitioned to the crypto market, and in the middle of March, Bitcoin had its own meltdown, its worst week since 2013. Yep, that was the worst week basically in modern crypto history. You guys remember that? I'm sure some people probably even hesitated buying because of the fear. The fear was so strong that that's it, Bitcoin's gonna go to below 1,000, right?
That's how it always goes.
And I bet you a lot of people didn't even scoop up much Bitcoin when they had the opportunity. Probably wasn't until we rebounded and hit maybe 7 did the water seem safe to dip your toes in again. So, but I mean, hell, if you still waited and picked a bag up at 7K, you're probably still feeling pretty happy right now. Panic was all over the market as investors rushed to dispose of their holdings, resulting in a drop higher than 40% in a single day. Indeed, not every day you wake up to a Bitcoin negative 40% candle. This wasn't limited to Bitcoin, of course. All cryptos crashed simultaneously. Didn't we even have under $100 Ethereum?
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah, we had $80 Ethereum, and I hesitated pushing the buy button.
Ooh.
But I did buy $4,000 Bitcoin, so.
All right.
Yay.
Smart man. Yeah, looking back at it, $100 Ethereum. I should have been mortgaging the house and loading my bags.
You should be loading up on DOT, man.
I know, that's the next Ethereum, and that very well will be, but I'm kind of lazy.
Tell me you bought DOT below $100? Oh my gosh.
Once the dust settled, many realized the worst has passed and the best is yet to come, especially what major governments do next. So then we had the April to July period, so this is where the money printing turned up. So the crisis induced markets to have the governments react and print money, blah, blah, blah. major push of institutions realized Bitcoin is the opportunity. Yeah, I guess by the middle of the 2020, the institutions were like, all right, even they were getting the Bitcoin narrative through to them.
Even we're getting into it.
And that's where I guess MicroStrategy began probably buying their coins. Let me see here. May 11th, Bitcoin went through its third halving. How could we forget? We had the halving in May, right? And we were kind of languishing under the, quote unquote break even price of 16K for a while. And a lot of people were not, I guess, expecting us to bust out. All that, oh, the halving is already priced in was a common narrative. Well, here we are, having blown past all-time highs. And let's see here, V-shaped recovery of the legacy market began. That's right, June was crazy. I remember a lot of people I feel bad for a lot of retail people, because it's like the retail people are clearly not meant to be in charge of their own portfolios, their own finances. I know people who are like, oh, this is it. COVID is going to destroy the economy. It's over. I think they probably jettisoned their portfolios at a bad time, because we had that V-shaped bounce, and I can imagine a lot of retail people got smoked. Really, buying and holding is a good idea. Don't try and outsmart the markets, right? Even when you think we're approaching calamity. July, Ethereum had its fifth birthday. We surged to a new 5-month high. Total cap surpassed 300 billion. Okay, that's a total cap of all cryptos in July. U.S. top regulators decided to start scrutinizing industry, culminated with a deal between SEC and Telegram. That's right, the Telegram deal. Telegram got snuffed out by the SEC earlier this year, and they had to pay a fine of almost 20 million. This happened in June, so here we are a few months later, August to October. The DeFi boom. That's right. You guys remember the DeFi boom? How could we forget? DeFi was all the rage.
Going.
Our own little alt cycle percolated to the surface in the midst of all this.
Based on the charts today, DeFi might be at it again.
Could definitely be winding up for its next big, that was the first punch. Here comes the right hook,
I believe
right?
we're taking DeFi perp today.
Field of decentralized finance is one that many believe to be the future of crypto. 2020 was the year this started to come to fruition as the market grew by more than 2,500%. In August, things started going parabolic in DeFi land. One of the most landmark projects that highlighted the unprecedented growth of DeFi was YFI, or Year in Finance. Yes, YFI. This is definitely the year of YFI, and it put guys like Andre Cronje on the map. The value for YFI went from $0 to $44,000, something that no one could have ever expected. Even though the cryptocurrency halved in price, it's still technically the second most expensive crypto on the market. After that, we saw plenty of projects flooding the DeFi space. Uniswap, the world's leading decentralized protocol, had a massive year as it became an established authority in the field. Many tried to claim its spot, but so far nothing has surpassed Uniswap. Yes, Uniswap, definitely another landmark, another thing that really showed up on people's radars. Uniswap, I think, overtook even Coinbase, I think it was, in total volume per day. And Uniswap is certainly more almost more authentic. When you're on the exchanges, I feel like you can definitely almost feel the wash trading going on the order books in front of you. Uniswap feels more organic. Uniswap, when you're on there, I'm sure there's still, don't get me wrong, automated bots and stuff operating there, but Uniswap, you can just feel it's like a grassroots space where regular crypto users are in there actually participating. So very cool experience, I guess, being with Uniswap on the ground floor this year. Yeah, they've been around for a little while, but this year seems when it really popped off. And of course, if you were involved with Uniswap this year, you were probably rewarded for it with those 400 beautiful...
I was 1 day too late on that. It was bullshit.
That sucks, dude. I know I got my bag of uni, and I'm still holding it.
Nice.
That's a nice, I think at the peak it was worth like $2,000, $2,500. It was worth like 6 or 8 ETHs at the time when I think it got airdropped. So yeah, Uniswap was a great year, and if you got that Uniswap Toe airdrop, it was pretty awesome to get that.
I know a couple people that had a couple accounts that they really raked it in.
Exactly, exactly. I had a few, but somehow I guess only one of them qualified. With that said, we also had the food-based token meme war kind of pop off. You guys remember this? All the food tokens.
Everyone got yammed.
And a lot of people got certainly, took a snip of the
Had
yam
hot
Kool-Aid,
dog,
the hot
pizza,
dogs.
donut, banana.
Yeah, one of the most popular examples, of course, was sushi, a protocol intended to overtake Uniswap, but
Which is doing well today.
it failed after a lot of issues, including the fact that its developer, which was anonymous, of course, that Chef Nomi guy, he took off with millions before deciding to return them. Yep. So they launched sushi. He gets wickedly rich, and he ends up that ended up causing all types of controversy. In fact, if we do recall, let me see if I can pull it up. But yeah, Justin did some really good videos on this topic. Let's pull this up. Let's do cracking crypto sushi swap. Yes, 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 yes. So we have this here. So Justin was still obviously hosting the show on a regular basis, and we had a series of videos on the sushi swap topic, right? So we have this one here, the sushi swap, dubbed the liquidity vampire after its successful launch. If you guys remember, there's so much hype for coming into sushi swap that a lot of the liquidity that people put up on Uniswap moved to sushi, and it was dubbed for a while the liquidity vampire because seemingly over $1 billion got siphoned off from Uniswap over to sushi swap. So still a very still a budding project for sure. Sushi swap still potentially has legs. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I remember when this was all going down, and then we had this Chef Nomi. Let's get another story here. Yes, here is the other one that we covered. This is also a fun story. I remember working with Justin on these ones. These were a lot of fun. This is when we covered the Chef Nomi exit, right? So he liquidated the development fund and then he dumped on the community. People were not happy. Another great story. So if anybody wants to look back and with a bit of nostalgia, check out our two stories on the sushi swap debacle. We've had probably quite a few cool news items that we covered on the show over the year, but this is probably one of my favorite ones. So, yeah, the Chef Nomi thing. Yep, if you just search Chef Nomi cracking crypto on YouTube, you can review our two very cool stories covering the sushi swap drama. If you weren't here for it, if you just want a little reminder how it all went down, let's slowly wrap this up though. Let's see here. How did the rest of the year go? Let's see here. PayPal, of course, adopted crypto. You guys remember this? This is a huge news.
Yep.
I feel like in 2017, if PayPal adopting crypto was a story, I can't imagine how much harder we would have pumped. It's almost like, the PayPal news came almost kind of under the radar, and it goes to show you how ubiquitous maybe crypto and Bitcoin is becoming when PayPal can announce something like this. And yeah, it doesn't raise too many eyebrows, so that was a very big development, and yet another huge landmark this year. So apart from DeFi, should be remembered, but for something else, two landmark lawsuits, of course. So the US CFTC slapped the company behind the world's largest derivatives exchange, BitMEX, and its owners. That's right, we did have the BitMEX crackdown. Right, so the CFTC came after BitMEX, and even one of their executives got arrested, right? Because most of these guys are not inside the American jurisdiction. One of them was, I think, in Massachusetts, I think it was, and he got arrested. So yeah, BitMEX got slapped with a lawsuit. I think we saw a huge BitMEX popularity was already waning. This definitely didn't help, and so we saw a bit of a big outflows from BitMEX this year, so already accelerated an existing decline. And besides that, of course, John McAfee was also kind of busted this year. Always on the run from the authorities, it seems, but this year, if you remember, John McAfee was involved with promoting a lot of ICOs over the last couple of years. Some of that caught up with him. They ended up catching up and busting him, and so I do think he's still out and about though, but yeah, John McAfee was also one of the victims of 2020.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that man has to eat a tube steak.
Indeed, if you guys remember, he's the guy that famously said he'd eat his own, you know what, on TV if Bitcoin's not by 1 million by the end of 2020. So obviously he's probably walked a lot of that back. In fact, he's went from mega Bitcoin maximalist to
He's probably sweating these last 3 hours.
yeah to altcoin shill in
Yes,
the
I'm
last few
working
years.
right now.
Don't worry, Alex. We're almost going to wrap, so you can go play with the kids in a little bit. But the last 2 months of the year, of course. So this takes us to this final bit, where nothing short of spectacular for Bitcoin. The most impressive part, of course, isn't the retail-driven hype cycle. Rather, institutional investors fueled this increase. Yep, at least that's what it appears like on the surface. So. It was all prompted by the Nasdaq-listed company MicroStrategy, which allocated its reserve treasury into Bitcoin, setting the stage for many others to follow. Jack Dorsey's Square, if you guys remember, also put some of their, it wasn't that much, I think it was a very modest 20 million. Let's see here, as well as some large hedge funds followed with certain allocations, building up a rally that will go down in history. Yep, this is 2020 is about as exciting, if not more exciting, than 2017. In November, Bitcoin had long recovered from its lows, and even more so, broke its previous all-time high set back in 17. What's followed is even more impressive. So in December, the last month of 2020, Bitcoin broke all expectations, surging past major psychological levels all the way to 29 in a few short weeks. Cryptocurrency seems well on its way to take a shot at 30K. Fingers crossed we have it even today. And the next major target for Bitcoin, all-time high, which currently rests at about 29. Yeah, we're hoping, we tried plotting some targets above us earlier. I think it was a week or two ago. Alex did some best
We did some
guess.
yesterday as well.
Yeah, we did some best guess scenarios, what lies ahead. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of those turn out to be fairly accurate,
45.
right? Yeah, even the big whales, when they chart these things, they place their bets, I guess, on the roulette table. They have they have their own educated best guess as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's some alignment between those and the things Alex projected on screen for us. So there's always that. And of course, there was the final piece of news that shook the crypto world, and that's of course SEC coming after and pressing formal charges against Ripple. The watchdog alleges, of course, that they conducted an unregistered security offering worth 1.3 billion, and it implies that XRP is indeed a security. Major exchanges began delisting the coin as a result, and it plummeted more than 65% in just a few days. It's currently hovering about 22 cents. What's the XRP at? Has it recovered a bit? 22 cents. 22 cents. Call me up when we get below 10 cents. Might be worth a bit of a gamble there. So 2020, of course, excuse me, was the most interesting year in the entire crypto industry. The single most crucial fact that everyone should now be aware of is that it stood the test of time and the worst challenges that the entire world has had to offer in the last 10 years.
And it's still the most appreciating asset of all time.
Can't complain, love it. Digital scarcity is a beautiful thing, at least in terms of speculatory fervor and pumping your bags and growing your wealth for the early adopters, the early birds who can see the writing on the wall, what comes ahead. There's people who still insist to this day, it's a Ponzi scheme, it's a scam, it's just a dark web internet scam by internet scammers. There's nothing special about it. Still people 10 years later, still fighting, still trying to resist. But I tell you, the resistance is futile. Bitcoin is coming for you. Hide your portfolios. Hide your precious metals.
Hide your kids, hide your dad, hide your wife.
They reckon everybody in here. All right, final little thing I'm going to cover here, and that's this story from Cointelegraph. Relax, Tether won't be targeted by the SEC, says the Bitfinex CTO. Paolo Ardonio says Tether hasn't done anything to warrant any additional investigations from the SEC. So I guess everybody's waiting for a statement from Bitfinex, and that's probably what you could expect, which is relax, nothing's wrong, we'll be fine, don't look over here. Maybe a sign that something is coming, and naturally this is the statement we're going to hear. Of course, we have some FUD, one of them, of course, being Key Young's original tweet that said if SEC's next target is Tether, it's going to be very, very, very bad for the bull run, as this market is heavily reliant on USDT. Indeed, something we were discussing in the Discord yesterday, had a big conversation going in the community about what a Tether meltdown, what a Tether regulatory crackdown would mean for our space. Personally, for me, I actually think it's bullish for the price. At least in the short term. You can imagine if everybody's Tether wallets were now in danger, if Tether was going to go belly up, what would you do? What would be your safe haven exit? Well, to me, it's no brainer. It's Bitcoin. What happens when everybody's Tether balances suddenly get dumped on the market to try to snatch up any Bitcoin they can possibly get? And in order to withdraw, well, that to me would sound like it would eat through the order book pretty quick and pump the price, does it not? But I guess a lot of people are still convinced that Tether is itself a Ponzi scheme that pumps up the price of Bitcoin. That I'm not entirely convinced of. But I guess that's going to be the major FUD and story probably heading into 2021. Is there going to be a crackdown on the space, on crypto, right? If it's not Tether, then it'll be stable coins in general, or it'll be regulation that's going to outlaw to some degree private wallets, right? So maybe the big financial powers that be are going to want to outlaw everybody's private holdings, and they're going to say, listen, you can have your crypto, but you're going to have to park it in wallets that our financial overlords control. So that's basically, I think, what we're looking forward to in the new year. I don't have much more to say, guys. We have been going. It is 3:22, so just in time. We did run a little late today, but we did get a bit of a late start. So I think that about covers it for today. I will be hopping into the live chat real quick just to kind of check out who's still left in here, who's still following along with us, and wish our loyal audience a happy new year. Let's see here. Who do we have? Right. AJ's still in here. Mr.
Get in the
Ether
last
is
like
in
for New
here.
Year's.
Yeah, shove your likes in there while you still can, guy. Ron Legato is in here. GBU Wally. Shoutouts to Wally. T-Dub. Mr. Ether. Agency is in here. And Ron Legato. Peckham08. Decentralized Citizen, who's also a channel supporter, saying he's ready for the fireworks. Alright, he's a Decentralized Citizen. It's nice to see you. I think you missed the first half of the show, but welcome, welcome. And T-Dub saying XRP going to 23 cents. Why are people still buying this? I don't get it. Yeah, no, you have to understand XRP people are very, very loyal. The XRP narrative, even before all this FUD started, was that it's going to be the new reset coin, the coin that's going to power the global reset, and this is just a shakeout by the elites of retail, right? So that's the narrative I see going around.
Close the show out yet?
Yes, absolutely. Alex says we gotta go. It has been overrun quite a bit. Much love to everybody. Happy New Year to all. It's time to head toward the exits. Much love, everybody.
Yep. Trade safely, everyone. Have a great New Year. We're gonna do the whole thing over again next year. So stay with us.
Yeah, Robin, people do profit taking before New Year's, not after New Year's. There's no reason to do it like when a new year starts. You do it beforehand to either lock in gains or losses or something for tax purposes. So,
or avoid capital gains tax.
yeah, so that would have either already happened or is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, brilliant. I'm glad we could answer that final question for Robin in there. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Jason. It's been a pleasure working with you guys this year. Thank you to our talented analysts and all the signals you guys post, your daily analyses. I'm sure we couldn't do this without you, so a very special thank you from the bottom of my heart to our two analysts. Thank you guys again for putting on the show that you do. Much love, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Happy New Year. Trade safely.
Cheers, guys. Catch you in the Discord.